I'm Don. Welcome back to my studio.
This channel is supported by all these awesome brands. Also, this channel won't be possible without the support of my patrons.
Today we have an unboxing video.
Hi, I'm Taylor Holloway. So this guy reached out to me, Dan Cerritos. He seems like a nice enough guy. Judging by the amount of tattoos he has, I assume this is something he does, which is just randomly reach out to people and ask them if they want to take part in random challenges. At first I was kind of hesitant. I'm a pretty busy guy, but I checked out his work and I was impressed. It's not often you find a man who can paint with crayons like that.
Okay, fine. Later in the video, we'll talk about our paint off. But for now, let's go back to the unboxing of these Creature Caster miniatures.
Today we have an unboxing video of some Creature Caster miniatures. I painted a few, like really small ones, usually for the Judgment Eternal Champions game. But I kinda demanded from Taylor of Creature Caster to give me the bigger models.
So basically, when you search Creature Caster painting here at YouTube, you'll see like my painting is on around the top posts. However, I don't have the bigger models. So you'll see painting of Creature Caster miniatures that are just the smaller models. So being egoistic and all that stuff, I demanded for bigger models, and Taylor sent me all this stuff. So the main model in this package was the Warrior Dragon. You could see the pieces here. They are very big. They're very nice. As expected, the details are crazier than the smaller miniatures, and of course bigger, very big, and they're solid resin. Now, unique to the newer resin casted models from Creature Caster are the shims. They call it shims, I think, I'm not sure. But these are really thin resin like flaps in between details of the model. I think technically this helps reduce the risk of like failures in terms of casting. I'll put the link below of the video of Creature Caster at their YouTube channel explaining why they had to do shims. You can see the main parts of the wings of the Warrior Dragon here, and they're insane. They're so big, they're so detailed, and they should be super fun to paint.
Although the smaller ones are really good too, but the bigger models from Creature Caster are insanely good.
Now you see in the video the base of the Warrior Dragon. I think it's 150mm. It's super big and heavy, and it's super nice. Now let's build all the resin models. You'll need like really nice and sharp nippers, and then of course a fresh art knife with a sharp blade. I like using my Sab panel liner. They're the best in the market in terms of chisels, and of course I use super glue, and then like a few inches of wires. So you could see here in the video that I pinned all the main parts of this model. No, I remember that I pinned everything except the separate, like the small pieces. But the heavier pieces, I pinned everything. So I used like a wire and then drill the holes. And Creature Caster will make it easy for you because you saw that there are guides where to put the pin or to like put the holes and then add the pins. And then now you could see that we're cleaning off the shims. It's actually satisfying to clean off the shims. Some are kind of thinner than the others, and the thinner ones are very satisfying to shave off. It's like shaving off, it's like cheese of some sort, and then you're shaving it off from the model. And of course, resin models in general, resin casted models or miniatures, have this nice soft like feel. They're basically softer than plastic, and shaving them and even like sculpting a bit more detail so that when you remove the mold lines with your chisels, you could actually sculpt like some detail so that it's not obvious that you remove mold lines on those areas. So I enjoy working with resin so much, especially resin casted miniatures like from Creature Caster because of the quality of the models. It's very important to note though that I'm using high quality tools here. I'm using a couple of red grass nippers. One is the newer sprue cutter, which is very sharp, especially for a sprue cutter. And then I'm using fresh art knives, and of course this my sab panel liner, which are very sharp and so satisfying to work with. But if you don't have these tools, these pro tools, it's okay. It's just that it's not as comfortable, and it could lead to injury sometimes, especially if your chisels are dull and it will slide and like you get wound or stuff like that. But if you're using really sharp tools and really good tools, this is very enjoyable to do. I actually spent like 3 days building all the models that was in this package. So obviously it's my first time to build these huge models from Creature Caster, and the first package that I received was like a gazillion of smaller models which are very nicely detailed. They have really nice details. The poses are good. The models are perfect. However, you cannot compare them with the bigger models. These bigger models, the details are insane, and the poses and the quality of the resin, when you dry fit all the parts, they kind of fit together really nicely. The only like part of this warrior dragon that I heated to like make sure that the fit is good is like the upper wing, right wing, but it's just a matter of just soaking it under warm water, really warm water, and then flexing it so that it straightens up, and then you could snap it really nicely with the other parts of the model. So as you could see, I kind of cleaned up all the there's very little gaps in between the parts. I cleaned it up with plastic putty already, and this warrior dragon is ready to paint. And then I think this is for pre-order at creaturecaster.com, and I highly recommend this model, especially if you have the space on your display cabinet, because I think it's 13 inches tall. Now, I forgot the name of this model, this very chunky model, but this model, this miniature, is one of my fav in the website, and I was asking for this model for so long, and I'm not complaining, but getting it is so nice. As you can see, I pinned the arms because it will be difficult for me to paint the belly parts under the arms, so it's pinned, it just snaps there. And I also pinned the other arm. It's kind of nice to paint this separately and maybe make a tutorial out of the sword, like rusted sword or something for my patrons, or even here at YouTube. And then of course I pinned the head. It kind of takes a bit of effort to pull out, but I pinned the head so that again I could create tutorials for just the painting of the head, because once I paint the head, the painting and the colors that will be used is similar to the body. And this one is very nice. This I think is King of Onslaught or something, or Berserker or something. I'm not good with names, but this one is very dynamic. The pose, I pinned the wings, but I thought of making it detachable, but then again I thought otherwise, because it's going to be like really cumbersome to have something to hold the wings while painting. So I just decided to glue it on top, but I pinned the arms, or no, just the sword. Again, I could create a tutorial for this sword, a non-metallic metal painting or something, and as usual, I pinned the head because I want to do good painting on the head, and of course do a really nice tutorial video and PDF for the head. The face of this model is going to be super fun to paint, except the hair. The hair is kinda, you have to paint it along the strand of the hair, so it won't be easy, but it will be super fun to paint. This one is Smengal, I know his name because this is the model that we decided to use for our paint off. So me and Taylor from Creature Caster and Ryan, the chemist and owner of Cuttlefish Colors, will paint this model, and then of course for sure I'm going to kick their arse. In my opinion, Creature Caster models and resin miniatures, even their STLs, are very easy to paint. They're perfect for beginners because the details are very, like, the crevices are very deep and there's so much details, meaning that washes or slop chop will render them very well. I also got a couple of smaller miniatures. These are perfect for PDF tutorials because they're really quick to paint. Especially this one. This is like a stone ogre or something. I'm trying not to paint this via slop chop, but this will render well with dry brushing and washes. Now this model is a genie, and this will be a perfect tutorial for OSL because of the flames, the magical flames underneath, and of course non-metallic metal. So this should be fun to paint too, and I could produce some tutorials out of this one. Now this one is a super fun surprise from the package. I got tokens for the Judgment Eternal Champions game, which I really enjoy playing with my son, but not with my daughters. The daughters doesn't like this skirmish game because they don't like it. They like other games. But I enjoy playing this game with my son, and this 3D like resin tokens are insanely detailed and should add really nice like enjoyment to playing the game. Now these models are super beautiful, and much like my first package I received like last year I think, which are mostly Judgment Eternal Champions models and miniatures that I haven't finished painting yet, but I will try to paint more Creature Caster models and post it here or upload them here at YouTube, and I think it will be super fun to paint all these models, although they are for sure very time consuming to paint. The Warrior Dragon I immediately airbrush. I did airbrush sketching immediately after priming because this model, or at least the painting, not the model is mine, but the painting video will be uploaded at Creature Caster. And I will make sure to direct you to the Creature Caster channel when the video is up. This is just airbrush sketching though. What you see is just airbrush sketching and more painting to come. I mean, I need to paint all those horns, all those details, and make sure that the face is beautiful. Now back to the paint off. I'm painting off with Taylor Holloway, which is from Creature Caster. So he's representing Creature Caster. And also you'll notice that I'm painting with like pre-thin paints, which are very opaque, which is the Genesis paints, the new release from Cuttlefish Colors. You could find it like, I think it's on pre-order too, but you could find it at the Creature Caster website. They're really fun to airbrush with, but since they're pre-thinned, you don't really need to thin them already. Not even a little bit of flow improver. I did not experience any clogging at all, but they're very opaque. They're very nice to airbrush with, but supposedly they're used for as the foundation colors or base. Some people call it base, and then you paint on top of that. But with this one, it's just a sketch so that I have something to show for this paint off, because I wasn't able to start when we decided to start the paint off last last August 15. Our deadline is on September 15 and we'll have a video about the paint off. Of course, at least a turnaround video of my work and of course Taylor's work and Ryan's finished work. Initially, the paint off is between me and Ryan, the chemist and owner of Cuttlefish Colors, which makes the paints. I love these paints. These are pre-glazed paints and they match my painting style so much. But basically, I'm facing or painting off with the owner of like the Cuttlefish Colors, which is like I'm pretty sure I'm at a disadvantage. But then again, we forgot about Taylor. Taylor is from Creature Caster, and then eventually, after like talking with Ryan, we decided to include him in the paint off. There are only two rules for the paint off. One, only use Cuttlefish Colors. And then second is to trash talk at our group chat.
Now, before I reveal, a ton of thanks to all my patrons, because without them, this channel won't be possible.
So I haven't really worked on my model yet other than cleaning it up, priming it with spray can. I did a quick airbrush sketch with the foundation colors. I used the new Genesis paint and I just painted some purples on the top areas and some browns. So basically it's just a bit of foundation before I do the actual brush painting. I'm unsure with my color scheme yet, but I think I have a vague idea already. Now this is Taylor Holloway's work from Creature Caster, and I'm kinda sad or afraid for Creature Caster, cause it's anyways, Taylor did a good job with his foundation, his base colors. This is still work in progress and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do good, hopefully, because this is a paint off.
The other guy in the competition, Ryan Big Spoon Calhoun, pretty impressive. I checked out his resume. He's Irish and he served in the Navy for 8 years working with bombs. I'm not making fun of stereotypes or anything. And when I saw his work, I was very impressed because it's very hard to paint like that without hands.
What are you talking about? He has hands.
Oh,
Where'd you
his hands? Can we retake this?
Now for Ryan's work. Ryan is way ahead of both me and Taylor. This is looking almost finished. I think it looks finished but it's not. I think he only worked on it for like a day, maybe a day and a half. But this is really good stuff already.
That's it, Pansit. I hope you like this video and watch these other videos.